Trump tweets out, we must greatly strengthen and expand our nuclear capability. That's a pretty controversial tweet, isn't it, for no other reason than it's rather vague and ambiguous. Is he talking about offensive systems or defensive systems? How do you interpret that?
That's the point. It's very vague, and there's different interpretations that people can perhaps come around to. And so you might say there's sort of two sides to this, Greg. On one hand, one of the big appeals, I think, of Donald Trump as a candidate was, and he said this over and over again during debates, we need to keep our enemies and our adversaries on their toes. We have to be unpredictable, keep them guessing. We don't want them to know exactly what we're going to do. And so you might say, okay, this is a good thing. You've got some of these foreign powers, they're going to be hostile, wondering what a President Trump might be talking about with nuclear weapons. That will at least get their attention and say, you know, let's maybe think twice before we mess around too much. On the other hand, you need to give absolute clarity and certainty to your allies, so you don't have people in London and Berlin and Sydney all across the world scratching their heads wondering, what did the U.S. President-elect just mean by a tweet about nuclear weapons?
And that's the problem with appearing to announce policy in 140 characters.
Right.
And of course, you know, Trump's communications team was left scrambling to try to explain what he meant by that. In the end, they said, no, he means halting nuclear proliferation through strength. Well, that seems like the opposite of Trump's tweet, doesn't it?
That it does. And so now you've got, again, some of those allies wondering, okay, is the spin from the press team the truth, or was this something, sort of an insight into Donald Trump's thinking about nuclear weapons that he just dashed off in a tweet? I think that there's an argument to be made that it's a very good platform for him, Twitter that is, to communicate with the American people and the world on a whole host of topics. Having such a limited character limit, when you're talking about something as serious as nuclear weapons and potential nuclear warfare, I don't know if that's an appropriate venue for that, Greg. I mean, and you don't want to nitpick too much, but maybe we can agree on that.